We knew right off the bat we weren't going to do anything that would be even remotely traditional here. It had to be something that fit with the interesting architecture of this home. A mid-century feel is what we were shooting for. And we wanted to kind of use some sharp angles, but there were also a few other things that we needed to accomplish while we were here. One of them was privacy for the backyard. Because of the way it's set up, pretty much everybody who comes to this house ends up going to the back door instead of the front door. So we did some interesting things to make it so that the backyard is still completely usable. It's not blocked off from the rest of the house, but you don't feel like that's where you need to go as a front door. So if you kind of see right along here, this is the driveway. It's a long driveway, comes up into here, and actually the front door is down and around here. You wouldn't really know it, but it's down there. And what happens is a lot of people come right here and they would go right into the backyard because they could see the back door and they just felt like that was the front. So we put this paneling up. This was just finished last week. My brother Jim did this. Really, really cool paneling. And the idea is that this is just a visual aid or visual blocker so that when people first come in here, they don't see this front door as the first kind of place to go and enter. It just is kind of diverts their attention to the front. So this is gonna be the first thing you see. And it's really cool. We've got some lights that actually shine up in here. And as you can kind of see these panels in here, as the light shines up in there, you can see the color of the light in there. And these are color changing lights. So just a really cool feature for outside and inside. So right now they've got them as red and green for Christmas. As you enter the space, we've got a lot of lighting in this space. But as you enter the space, you can see we've got a very simple walkway that leads back into the backyard. And this will eventually be a planter box, actually. So that she's going to put herbs and different plants in here. So this is a Tecobloc borealis planter. So we wanted something, like I said, to go with this mid-century architecture. So as you can see, walking in, we've got some very sharp angles. There's no curves. There's no beveled edges, if you will. Everything is kind of sharp and tight. Even our seating wall is all square. You can kind of see these edges on here. So as you can see, these panels do a great job of kind of blocking the view there and closing off the space. With the landscape, we did something very simple. So we've got some arborvitaes there, and those will, get probably just a little bit higher than the roof line there at some point, and that'll be another kind of visual aid. And then stepping down from there, we've got some azaleas, then we've got some fatsia, and these will get a decent size if they're not trimmed. These will get really big, but they'll be kept trimmed and kind of down in their size. And then we've got a whole bunch of hostas in here, and these are the Blue Angel hostas, so they get really big. They get about 3 feet by 3 feet. So this whole area in here will just be filled with hostas. And then we have some St. John's wort along here, along with some ferns that are going to kind of accentuate and fall over. And these are an ostrich fern, so they eventually spread and will grow and will actually, fill in this whole edge of the bed here and just kind of fall over the side of the walkway. So it'll be really cool. And then we have some lamb's ear, which again is a spreader with the St. John's wort. And the idea with the St. John's wort is they'll only get about 2.5 feet tall. And so those will not get much taller than the window here. So you can just see right out into the space. And then we had to disturb some land over here. So we've got some cotoneaster getting spread out over there. As far as the rest of the landscape, we want to keep it super simple. So we actually brought in these 3 massive magnolias. You can see, they're a good 10 feet tall. And we put those in here, so eventually those will fill in. You won't even be able to see those houses back there. And then we've got a cherry tree and a red bud in here as well. And then the whole perimeter has Henry Garnet Atia, and that's going to be really, really pretty. You can see it has some red foliage on it right now, but in the spring it's got green foliage on it and just has a bright color and has a really cool bloom. We've got some oak leaf hydrangeas in there. We've got some hellebores over here. So just a really cool landscape. And then we put in about 1,000 square feet of sod in here just so the kids have a place to run around and play. But one of the biggest challenges about this job is everything in this yard actually sloped down to this area right in here. The whole yard was actually about 18 inches higher in the center than it is right now. So we came in here with an excavator and we actually pulled off all this dirt. It was 40 plus yards of soil that we actually pulled off of here to get this level. And then we took our downspouts and we put a drain right here. We ran everything out over and out of the space. So any chance of any water getting in here can now leave. But that was actually one of the biggest challenges when we first came to this space, is it was all flooding the house. And so we made those changes, got the water directed away, and that just made a huge difference. We also were able to get rid of a lot of the crap soil that was on top, and the soil that wasn't hard for our patio to go on top of it. But just a really fun space for this family to enjoy for years to come, for their kids to play on. Really excited how it turned out. Thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one.